Hi, my name's Keely, and I would like for you to take a trip into Imagination Land with me. Imagine, if you will, there's a baby. You come across the baby. This baby is alone in the elements, with no one to care for it, no one to give it food, no one to make sure it's not too hot or too cold, that it's not affected by any of the elements, that it does not fall prey to any animals or person that may have ill intentions for it, and above all, no one to love it or teach it anything so that it can learn to protect itself and grow. This is not a foreign concept. The wild cats of the world having to leave their young far too soon. This animal that you see behind you, this is an ocelot. This animal is being bottle fed by a human handler. It has very scary claws. They're large. They're vicious, and it also has budding fangs. You might think it could do damage, but it has no idea how to do damage. It has no idea how to protect itself from anything. From any animals that might want to eat it, or any of the elements that might have negative consequences for it. This animal is alone. Luckily, it got saved by a human who wants to nurture it and help it. But unfortunately, wild cats are suffering due to man all the time. They're suffering because their homes are being built upon by humans who want to settle in the lands where they build their dens and where they have their kittens. And so this is causing a massive food shortage for wild animals. I want to state first off that I am an animal lover, but I'm also a human being. The reason that I wanted to do this project was so I could learn more about the issues that are conflicting wild animals and issues that are affecting them. I believe very strongly that humans and animals are one and the same, and that we can all live together in peace and harmony if we learn how. And if these animals are treated as if they're important too. When we first got this project started, the main reason that I wanted to do this was because I heard about the tiger attack. The tiger who attacked her trainer at the zoo in Florida. Now, according to the SNHU library, a lot of tigers that are captured in the wild are sold for profit to zoos. And this contributes to some of what's been in the news lately about the tiger mauling her trainer. But the tigers that are being sold are wild animals. They're setting up traps along dirt roads and catching these animals. Some are sold for profit, some are used for study. The study that I read that had this information in it said that there is no inherent gene for aggression in wild cats. That leads them to attack humans. So they are doing this out of pure survival instinct. I do not believe that the world is a safe place for wild cats, and because it's not a safe place for wild cats, it's not a safe place for humans. Also, according to the SNHU library, there's been a massive increase in tiger attacks on people in India in recent years. The Indian government found it to be such a problem that they are now having to take the cats, having to remove people from their homes and relocate them up with the person's consent, of course, because these animals are causing a problem. But the animals don't have food due to urban development. Their food sources are dwindling. Other animals that can leave are leaving. And the hunting grounds are being populated by humans. This means that the animals are being forced to hunt the only food that they have, which happens to be man. If everyone is being forced to move out of their homes because in India, because the tigers are endangering them, then maybe it's time for the humans to step up and say, what can we do? What can we do as humans to help so that these animals are fed properly and are not compelled to attack our young and our elderly, which they were doing. Unfortunately, several children died during these attacks. A article I found in the SNHU library said that Los Angeles holds fundraisers for the ocelot population there. The ocelot is native to California and Mexico, as well as parts of Texas. The ocelot is the first cat I showed you with the beautiful spotted fur. This particular fundraiser was held by the Antelope Valley Association, a subset of a wildcat research center and preserve, which holds these fundraisers regularly. They are they're very important. It is very important that we show children how to protect themselves from these animals, but how to live alongside them and to educate them as to what they are. This is what that Antelope Valley Association fundraiser was hoping to do. It was an educational fundraiser how to show children what an ocelot is and how they can help the ocelot to survive. How ocelots breed and how they hunt, how many babies they have at once, and with this knowledge of what these animals really are, children can gain respect of this animal and will learn to respect it and fear it in a healthy way, much like you do with things like snakes and spiders. You don't harm them unless you have to. You avoid them. I really hope that all of you will take this information with you and look into different organizations which, like the Antelope Valley Association, Wildcat Association, that can help you to learn how to help these animals and can help you learn to be one with these animals so they do not have to suffer and so no human lives are lost. I encourage you to go home and get on the internet and find if there's any local wildlife chapters, find them. my local wildlife chapter happens to be a wildlife preserve, which I visit sometimes, and I have a friend who works there, and they teach children about animals. They teach them about birds, the local birds and reptiles that we have here. There aren't any wildcats living here currently, but they teach them about the birds and the reptiles, and in different ways that, to not necessarily fear them, but have respect for them. I have learned a lot about snakes, and I'm not a snake person, but I've learned a lot about them, a lot about birds from going there. It's a wonderful place to bring children, and I think that everyone can benefit from learning about these things and discovering new things about their area, where they live, and how to be one with the nature and the ecosystem there. I wish you all the best of luck in discovering a new part of yourself. Thank you.